Last time on the 4040.
Now that we knew we couldn't do the river crossing, we had to hike Lightning Lakes all the way around to Raid Basin. It was just some of the most difficult travel.
On the snowpack and traveling on your snowshoes with heavy packs.
It opened up to Raid Basin, and Raid Basin is just beautiful.
It's all about the fun, right? This is supposed to be a small stream.
I don't think we expected it to be this big.
This was supposed to be where we crossed the river.
So it took us all day to go about 4.5 miles.
We came to this river crossing that was pretty intimidating.
We literally had to make a decision.
We either can go across this river, or you try to go that way and walk like 3 miles out of the way.
We're gonna make this an exercise on hearing the voice of the Lord, guys.
After Sean and Josh checked it out,
we decided that we'd pray and make this a group decision.
The water was moving pretty fast and there was snow just floating in it, so you knew it was gonna be pretty cold.
Like we have a Red Sea that needs to part.
Do you guys want to cross today or in the morning?
well, let's just go pray about it again.
I just kept hearing like press on.
We're just supposed to go as soon as possible.
Raise your hand if it's today.
And it was almost unanimous to cross that day.
I just hope that our hearts are in the right place and it's not about adventure.
This is just concerning because like I didn't hear, but like I sensed. Seems like the Lord has something for our hearts here to sit and wait.
You know, it was really brave of him to say that, you know, because he was the only one.
Like I just don't know what's going on.
Ethan didn't necessarily hear that we weren't supposed to cross, but we're gonna go with the majority.
I was one of the first guys across.
There was a possibility of us falling. It went up to about waist level.
We should know that we're taking this step in faith.
It was probably the coldest water I'd ever been in.
The truth is, even if we do cross and we're on itinerary, because of these raging rivers, we could get turned back.
Like go back out to like Scad Creek?
Yeah.
What?
And putting on the new, which is Christ in you. But the only way to do this is what it's saying, is to let Christ in you rise up, because you can't do it on your own. Only He can do it in you.
Today, we were behind schedule from yesterday by several miles, and to be on itinerary we had to hike 9 miles today.
We had a few other smaller river crossings. Didn't really have any issues with those. Just as cold, a little bit less deep.
Today was intense. We started out at around like 8:30, I think, and then we just hiked. We had to do 3 different river crossings, which pretty much means you have to take off your boots and then put on your camp shoes and stuff.
So here we are. Yet another river crossing that's pretty large. So,
Mare, you took a fall today. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm pretty dirty. I'll probably shower in the next 26 days. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good deal.
this is why we can't cross any higher, because there's that much water coming down. It's only about thigh deep on me, and we just got to keep in humility and keep crossing with caution, right, Meg?
That's right.
Oh, yes.
That's cool.
Made it through past, I guess, 2 streams and then had lunch.
Yeah, Tosh, what are we doing? Trying not to pee my pants. We're down the river. My hiking buddy, Steph. Steph, turn around.
You know, actually the river crossings were really a surprise blessing in a lot of ways because they were cold and whatnot, and we had to do 3 of them, but they were shallow, they were not in overly swift water, and we could do them in our camp shoes. So in a lot of ways they went very smoothly. I think that everyone, yesterday we kind of jumped in head first with the harder river crossing, so today seemed very chill comparatively.
Whoa! No more. No more.
And then I'd hike up just through snow all the way to our campsite now.
So then we just like bushwhack it from there. Like there's like about a few miles of easy trail where, I mean, we're like punch holing it and stuff, but like we're like, what?
Post.
Whatever, post holing, where you walk and your feet like go on the ground. So it's like really deep, you know, and people are like falling, but then we just start going like up, like literally like climbing up these hills, like in the beginning bases of the mountains with our snowshoes on, and it's just gnarly. Like,
so here we are, back on snowshoes again.
Oh no!
And
they call them whalers.
we were doing great trying to make up the day.
We're still doing great, Josh.
Yeah, we are doing very good. But trying to make up the day from going around the impossible.
It's my second day in snowshoes, and I love my snowshoes. They're tubs. They gave me tubs, and I love a tubs.
A tub of love.
I love my tubs. I love my tubs.
The next part of the day was a lot harder. There was a ton of snow showing up atop of a ridge. It was just a rough day, and me, Josh, and Anthony were finding the trail, figuring out where we are.
And then you have all of this.
Oh man, I don't know. We've just been hitting some major objective hazards that have really, it's like hitting a wall. And I honestly don't know what the future holds right now. Right now we're kind of just trying to play it moment by moment. So we knew this slope would be full snow, but not this much. This was even a south-facing slope. And it's just bushwhacking with snowshoes because the trail is completely covered. And we've got another 2 miles of this before we get to open train again. So we'll see.
You get to here?
Yeah.
All right.
We're in this area right
Where
here.
else would we be able to camp?
Be a little cold.
Oh, we're down here.
Yeah, we're right here.
Yeah. Right here. Yeah.
I mean, an hour and 18 minutes to go from here.
Half a mile maybe.
Still,
including our break.
in here, where we could see it, it was still all snow. So we got stuff here for what we've been walking in. Let's go snow. Brings us number 1 use. Walking on it. What else can we do on it?
It's great for walking on.
Oh, it's great for throwing at people. Bam. It's great for snacking on.
It's good for eating. It's good for getting malaria.
Oh, it is. You want,
It wasn't me.
walk your,
It's
especially
good
with
for
it.
revenge.
Put it up your nose, cool yourself off, pull a drink off. You gonna make a snowman out of it? You can throw it at people. Wow. You can cool your burns with it.
You can light fires with
Oh,
it.
you can light fires with it. I forgot about that one.
It's good in yogurt.
I said ice cream, but you know, some people are watching the weight.
If the sun's real bright, you rub it on your skin. Protects you from the sun.
If you get attacked by like a wild wildecat, you can throw it at it, run away.
Use it as insect repellent. You see a mosquito, throw snow at it.
Gotta make real tiny snow though, or else you can miss them. I hate it. Start with that one.
You can punch it. You can kick it.
And push people over in it.
You can bathe in it.
Good for rub on your armpits.
You guys are missing a key one.
You could change your oil.
Blow your nose in it. You can pee in it, write your name and stuff. That's kind of fun.
Make snow cones.
Then you just kind of go up in there. Some people like the loose snow for that, you know. Other people like it. That's hard.
Mother Nature's wet wipe.
You can kind of form it to yourself if you want. That's not really right. That's an advanced technique.
You can make a mold. You just slap it up in there.
Bam! Mold.
You take it out and you get to see exactly what it looks like down there.
Yep. I think that's about all things you can do with snow.
That's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so basically we had lunch about in here, right around the river, and from here to about right here where we are, which is about half mile, you'd say, Josh?
Yeah.
It took us an hour and 18 minutes. Snowshoeing. So much fun.
Bushwhack Central.
Oh my God. Noel's got nothing. Got nothing on us.
We're the only ones up here. I wonder why.
Yeah. Everybody ready?
That was like a big thing for me also. Just trusting that God is putting us on the right path. And sure enough, we stayed on the path pretty much the whole time, even though it was buried in 10 feet of snow.
I don't think it was like the hardest day for me mentally. There's just a couple times when we were like continually like, I'd look ahead and I'd be like, oh, I think we're almost there. Like maybe we were like at a break. And then I'd see like the scouters in the distance and they'd still be going uphill.
It was a pretty rough day. I was bonking pretty hard, just getting super tired up until lunch.
We stopped for like 30 minutes for lunch and that was it. And we just went hard till like 5.
Then after 8, it was like, I feel like everyone just got a lot more energy. And we just marched straight up this big hill, just full of snow with our snowshoes, post-holing everywhere.
It's pretty harsh terrain with all the snow and all the snow melt.
We are behind itinerary due to no fault of the group.
We made it a good ways. We didn't fully make it the 9 miles, so we'll have to pick up some more tomorrow.
The group has been amazing. Due to just insane snow conditions. Yesterday we had to go around rivers that were raging. That was an extra 4 miles, which put us behind. And
between frostbite and on a scale of frostbite and death of the toes, I'd say it was more toward the frostbite end, but
still not that bad.
Still not that bad, clearly. Like yesterday, the really encouraging thing is watching the iceberg float next to us as we cross the river.
From our campsite near the river, around a bunch of lakes, and to the current campsite we're at. I think we hiked maybe 6 miles or something like that.
Almost broke down because I got a migraine, but then yeah, then we continued to hike and help Matt in the front, kind of get my mind off the migraine and push through, and here we are at camp, so we made it.
As the LOD, or the leader of the day, I was kind of struggling because I'm kind of in pain. I have these knots in my shoulders and my back that are just killing me. So a couple guys stepped up, which was a huge blessing because I was wiped out.
Like the last 2 days have been really challenging, but to tag this day on top of yesterday and the day before, just a bunch of long days, hiking through snow, crossing rivers.
Towards the end I kept falling a ton. Like I just couldn't, like my muscles wouldn't work very well anymore.
And so basically we snowshoed for like a mile in like 3 hours.
That it's just been tough hiking, period. But hiking through the snow and going slow is just so grueling.
There was one pack break we took when Anthony and Matt went ahead to scout out a route for us, and Ethan and I were both hurting pretty bad, and we sat down and prayed for for the group to, you know, for the pains to go away, for Merritt because she was kind of struggling pretty bad, and then for us because we were both struggling, we were both dragging, and after that I actually felt pretty great, and after that I just started worshiping and stuff, and it was, got here to this pretty sweet spot. We're still behind.
Made it to a pretty good campsite. Now we're just camping out and trying to make up the rest of the ground tomorrow.
There's just so much snow this year that there's still snow up here. And so all the challenges that come with that, like you can't wear sandals, you have to wear your boots, and you're punching holes through the snow, and you got to set up your tent a special way so that your stakes will stay in the snow. And I got everything together, and I was walking over to the kitchen, and like totally just my foot post hole into the snow went straight down. I couldn't get it back out because it slid forward. So I was just sitting there kind of locked in the snow for like 3 minutes trying to figure out how to get out. I feel like I really had to push to be intentional today about trusting in the Lord even when it's hard. I could have gotten pretty mad earlier when I got caught in the snow just after a long day. It just was wearing on me, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna let this get to me.
Let's just say I kind of thought about leaving today, but I'm still here, so I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of hit me that we're not even halfway, so.
I don't really want to backpack anymore. I don't really want to backpack tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to be another rough day. But we just got to keep pushing through because we got to get back on itinerary, or we're going to be in bad shape.
Honestly, I just prayed a lot today. Like, I remember my mentor telling me right before I came that this would probably be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And like, there's just so many like people at home that have supported me, and just like, I just can't, as much as I want to, I cannot give up, you know? And like, I just feel like the Lord has brought me to this place of like humility where I'm not like the most athletic, and I'm not like completely successful every day, but I don't know, it's like kind of in His grace that He's humbling me and stuff, so it's good. It's just hard.
The snowshoes were really awesome because although I feel like I just kind of go into a delirium during the day and I'm just kind of walking without thinking, today I did not fall on my snowshoes, so that was amazing.
Snowshoes are awesome. I like snowshoes. I like snowshoeing more than I like hiking. There's so many things you can do, man. There's just so many variables. I wanted to throw that word in. Variables. You can,
so intelligent on television.
Yeah, you can slide. You can lean back on your feet and ski. You can not post hole. But if you do, it's really miserable. So there's just so many options. Particularly most falls. I think everyone had a good share. But, either Megs or Josh. Josh actually took quite a few falls. He post holed a few times.
Well, Megu-chan was up there as a hot contender. At the very least, she wins the most aesthetic fall because she actually had her entire shoulder like underneath the snow this way, kind of a deal going on. So that was the most aesthetic fall. Then in terms of sheer numbers, could have been Eric, but it's just between us.
I think everyone had their share of post holing today. Many limbs were lodged in the snow.
Here comes my encouraging friend, Megu-chan.
Listen, I snow blasted today. Okay? I recovered from punch holes.
Post holes.
Post holes. Pot sticking. Post holes.
Megu-chan thought that post holing was called pot sticking.
I might be snow illiterate, but I'm going to be a snow bunny by the end of this 4 days.
Actually, and she was like going ahead to scout in her snowshoes, definitely willing to go the extra mile. Everybody was willing to go the extra mile today, and it was a huge team effort and very positive.
And we all want world peace.
Go pricks.
Go pricks.
Right, but it like that big. Go to ropetricks.com. And buy a bunch of rope and a pamphlet that's tricks on it. But you can only be mediocre to bad if you try to pick them out. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's the best snare ever. I should have told you it's already broken.
And let me tell you something, friend, to excel you can go to. Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me tell you.
Oh, por ella está buscando por la montaña, corriendo con la ropa bonita, está instalando.
Je ne sais pas qu'elles sont passées.
Yeah. This song is featuring John Ranger, Frenchman.
Mais je dole.
We're international mediocre band.
We have Spanish, sign language.
After we had our major river crossing and we were fighting to get back on itinerary, while hiking, it just became very, very clear that snow line at 10,000 feet, the snow is not going to change, and north-facing slopes were brutal.
And then we walked through the north slope of Chaos. And
really the name, or is that...
no, I'm just giving it. And then we got.
Joke.
And then we had to traverse the raging river of no passage. All right. And we found a passage right here. All right. And we camped here. And then check this out. We went from here up over this butte, across this stream crossing, keep going, across Sandpoint, another big stream crossing. We kept going at 10,000 feet, and just snowshoe madness all the way up and over, through, and we made it to this lake, right? We're camped right here in this little saddle. Now, here's the deal. We have 7 days until our next re-ration. Without snow, the itinerary goes like this. Up through here, we go 10,000 feet all the way up to 11,000 feet. We keep going, come through here, hit more trees at 10,000 feet, down, and we're supposed to get our re-ration right here. Pretty crazy, right? From here to here, guys, is 25 miles, okay? And what's in between from here to here? A lot of snow. All right?
Wet, mushy snow.
Wet, mushy snow. Exactly what we encountered when we hit the snow on our hill at the tree. So, okay guys, we could press on and try taking one of the trails out here. However, see all these trees right here? That's at 10,000 feet.
That's the North Pole.
It would be like walking 15 miles through the section of snow we walked through today. The other trail we could take goes down through here, but when Sean and I scouted that one day, thinking that this could be our shortcut, we ran into a river the size of the Mississippi.
Except faster.
Except faster. As a result, what we think is going to be the best thing to do so we can get some days of rest in, you guys can still do a solo and feel mostly refreshed before the mountaineering section. Everybody stay at elevation. I think we're going to have to go back.
Like the way we came?
The way we came.
I have a suggestion. Wait.
This is why it took us an hour over there looking at the maps to see all the best options.
Why did God let us get across the river? All of them.
So we could
go back across it. On the way back.
I can get my bracelet. I can't go back.
No,
He made the Israelites wander. He didn't even let them go back. They just had to wander for 40 years. At least we get to go back.
This is a good teachable moment. You can never ask why. The question you always ask is, God, what are you doing in this?
Okay. It doesn't mean we missed him.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't, I mean, we still got to see beautiful countryside.
What about the helicopter option?
That's not an option.
Okay. Just throwing it out.
Okay, the reason why we pushed the way we pushed to get here today was to try to see if we had the chance. Like it was worth the risk trying, you know. But based upon what this terrain is communicating to us in our physical bodies, it's just not a viable option. And if we're going to be successful, for the mountaineering section, as well as the student-led section, we need to be rested. Like, we can't keep this pace up.
And we thought, we didn't, I mean, it's not like we took you out here thinking like, oh, we'll just take them as far as we can and turn around. Like, we wanted to see, based on terrain, conditions, the group's ability, is it possible to make itinerary? And every one of you did an amazing, I mean, Josh and I were talking about how strong this group is. An amazing job, but it's just, the conditions are just too challenging to continue to try and get there with no rest.
Go ahead.
I do feel like the solo is kind of an important part of the 40 to some, that is within this ration, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we'd be losing that.
Yeah, no, well, we don't want you guys to lose the solo, because the solo is multi-purposed. It's A, to spend time with the Lord, but then B, to get a lot of rest.
How bad of a situation would we be in if we tried one more day?
Good question. If we tried to press on one more day, let me just go through this in my head. Fourth. Really, if we pressed on one more day, we're looking at, and we had to turn around, we're looking at 4 days out. We would lose a day, and here's the deal. We wouldn't be rested, and then we'd have to do the same thing and shuttle ourselves to the start of the mountaineering point, and we would have lost a day in the mountaineering.
Well, just to OSV you what it will look like if we turn around. We turn around tomorrow, and we essentially go back to a place called Bob's Lake.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's near where we camped last night. We would do that tomorrow. The next day we would prepare for the solo and start it that evening. Have a solo until the following evening. And then hike back to Lightning Lakes.
Here.
We did that in a day, remember? And then the next day we'd hike out to the trailhead, Scab Creek Trailhead, and then we would, a SROM van would pick us up and shuttle us to Elkhart Park Trailhead, which would set us up to have 2 days to get to our re-ration point. 2 reasonable days. We don't even know if the horse packer will be able to get to the re-ration point. We may only be able to go, like, meet him as far as he can go with the horses. Because the horses can't get through some of this terrain right now. Mm-hmm. And then we'd be spending the next 11 days in that area.
Oh, okay. I get that. I didn't know that mountaineering was there.
The mountaineering
mountaineering's
is in that
there,
section.
in that area.
You know, we're just in a better position because then our re-ration is also in that area. We're not trying to cover as much mileage.
Are you talking about ration 5?
4.
4.
Is there no way to just, for the SROM to get ration 4 and give it to us when they pick us up?
If they give it to us, then we've got a 12-day ration on our backs.
And mountaineering day.
And mountaineering day.
Snowshoes.
And snowshoes.
Oh. That makes for ugly.
Robbie, your question is great. How many miles would it be to that? We could try doing it, but then
we'd start the mountaineering section, people would be demolished. And we'd rather risk setting ourselves up for success and getting a peak in than just like come 6 days from now, people are just like.
But doesn't his plan include the
yeah, I don't want to seem like
It'd be 6 miles of what we just after lunch what we went through.
Because the elevation stays pretty much.
It'd actually be like 6.25 miles.
All right.
So he's so little. Okay, so no, I'm glad you're bringing this up because
no, you have a valid point.
I'm just trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, of
and
course.
It seems like even then we would get our 3 days of rest after the 4 days of 6 miles.
Yeah.
0.25.
You know, I tend to think that it's not such a big deal to not make our mileage, but when Josh really laid it out on the map, you know, not making a couple miles will really set you back, especially in such harsh conditions that we're in now, or that we were in up there. The snow is super deep, super soft. The vertical elevation going up and down is just outrageous. People are definitely having some troubles, and we just wouldn't be able to make our re-ration point in time if we were to continue on. So we broke out the maps, and turned out that we just had to turn back.
We can't do 6 miles a day for 4 more days in a row like this. Like, our bodies just won't do it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point because here's the deal. It is doable. But we got to look ahead and realize, I mean, here's the fact. We've been here 3 days out of 27.
H4.
We have 24 days left.
One thing you have to consider too, like, some people took some nasty falls today,
Right.
even, and like we've been pretty like graced that nobody like
Hurt themselves.
snapping a leg. And the more tired you get, and the harder it gets, the more likely risk of injury is gonna increase.
It would only get harder from here.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't mean we failed.
no, not at all.
I mean, you guys were amazing.
I understand it's disappointing to have to go back the way we came, but we're risking the entire course if we continue.
Yeah. 10 days from now, I think we'll just, I don't even think we'll remember this, you know?
Right.
We're like, wow, we turned around, but like this is rocking awesome now.
Right.
And honestly, we're not losing anything. We're really not.
We're losing more by going in that sense.
Exactly.
Like we're losing
because we're losing
tag
the
time, we're
opportunity
losing
to
depot time.
Exactly.
Right. You guys remember when our orientation, when we agreed upon the values of this course? The first value is that we're all dedicated to what?
Glory of God.
The glory of God. The second value is the King and the kingdom. Third is family, and the last is nations. And so, to be in line with our values and even our mission statement, it's to continue would just be it'd be too much. It would be too much. It was hard. It was hard laying down our scripts. It was hard having to walk away from the fact that we could say, "Hey, we did it. We made it through the route that nobody else could make it through." And we had to lay down our pride and we had to lay down our script. And really, it was a great lesson because there are always these seasons in life where you come to where you've got to lay down your script before the Lord and take up His script, take up His plans. And it's a death unto life. And so we decided, you know what, we're going to have to turn back. And as a senior instructor, this was hard for me too, because out of all the 40s I've done, I've never missed itinerary, never missed a day, and definitely have never turned back. And so tomorrow we're going to... I mean, you guys, this is as hard for me as it is anybody else. Like, I've never failed, And this isn't a failure. I shouldn't have. Okay, this isn't a failure.
That's how we feel. That is how we feel. That right there. Okay.
Okay. I've never been turned around. All right. And let me just be vulnerable and transparent here. Like, it's as difficult for me and Amy to be like, okay, Lord, this is about your glory. This is about your glory. I'm going to stay in elevation here. We're not going to be able to do the whole thing. We're getting turned back. But if we can just stick it out, we have a greater chance of success, of finishing well. Remember, it's not how we start, it's how we finish.
So today is day 17, I think, and it's July 4th, and I guess we made the decision that we're going to be turning around.
We're kind of gearing up to head back the way we came.
And the conditions in the terrain would be too hard to carry on.
So it's just, we have 25 miles to go, and about 4 days to do it. So it's over 6 miles a day. And that's ideal conditions, and we just can't keep that up for another 4 days.
And so it's kind of super discouraging. Definitely like pushing through, challenging myself. I think it would have been a good haul, but for the safety of the group, I think it's best that we turn around. So it's kind of a downer having to backtrack through your trails and whatnot, but I think it'd be a good thing because we'd be able to do solos and get some more time with God.
What we're going to do is we're just going to gear up, try to head back the way we came. Luckily it's downhill from here.
And try and cover that mileage, and then hopefully in 3 days' time we can kind of get back to the trailhead and be moved forward via like a van or something so that we can meet our ration point, and we'll hike up to it in a couple days. So I think it's going to be a good thing that we're going back. I think it'll give us some time to commune more. It's just going to be interesting to see how this goes. I personally am looking forward to spending a little bit more time in the places that we were at, because they're pretty beautiful.
Today's it's July 4th, so we've only been here we've been here 4 days, and so we have 23 days left. So to continue this pace for, most of those days just wouldn't be feasible. So we decided it's best to hold back a little bit and do a little reroute, and then hit the mountaineering section hard, and hopefully by then the snow will be melted for the student-led section. So that's the situation.
What are your personal feelings about it?
It's hard. It's really hard. I don't like it at all. I mean, it tears me up, but I just gotta stay true to the Lord's glory, like, it's hard keeping a sound mind, just because you're like, man, what if we pressed on, and what if, but just knowing these conditions and knowing the length of time we're out here, to me there's enough red flags. And then start the mountaineering section. The mountaineering section is just going to be hard. So really, guys,
It'll be fun.
And oh yeah, it'll be a blast.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
But it will be hard. We could press on, but to keep the pace up would be very, very, very difficult. Like we saw here, it took us 2.5 hours to go 1 mile. But I just want to, because we're a group, man, we're a kingdom family. Though we're a temporary community, I just want to honor the Christ in everybody and make sure nobody has a check. So if you're on board, raise your hand. Okay.
But God's really helped us through our time, helped us push on when times were tough, and strengthened us. So that's been great. But overall, I think it's the right thing to do.
Us girls just talked last night, like, we feel like the last couple days we've just been like trudging on instead of like really like talking and having community and stuff. So I think it'll be a blessing.
Yep.
For sure.
So our goal is to really get, I mean, we're gonna have a big day today.
Let's step up and pray. Maybe do a worship song.
Lord, take these hands and work them to the bone. Please use these feet till they're battered, bruised, and worn. Take these lips and let them sing of your glorious mysteries till I grow weak and cannot speak and breath escapes me. So take me and break me. I'll forever give my everything to all you'll ever ask and ever want from me till I'm to face what I must face, but I bet give me the chance to stand in this battle for you, my Lord, my King, my everything. It's you.
River crossing. It's a little chilly and a little wet. But I'm glad that it's over, and now there's absolutely no chance that we can go back again. Except that my watch is way over there somewhere. And I kind of want my watch back. So maybe I will go back, but probably not.
You know what's weird is when you get out, you feel warmer than when you got in. You're like,
Oh, it's actually really good for the body.
you feel warmer because it was so cold, and then you get relief from it.
We got blue skies over there.
Blue skies, bring it on!
Anthony, Ethan! Lead us out!
It's fantastic.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The river crossing.
Say the full sentence.
In the full sentence.
Today we got up this morning and we circled around and just praised God for a little bit, and then we headed back down the way we came. So we pretty much backtracked all day, which was kind of, I thought I'd be more frustrated than I was, but it was a lot easier because we were going all downhill. I was wondering how like the atmosphere would be, just because I thought people might be like disappointed or frustrated or whatnot, but it was neat to see like people praising God and like still cheering each other on, and just it's just different with this group because they're so focused on the glory of God, and so it was cool just to the community was still there, and the river crossings all went smoothly, and so it was good. It was just a day of kind of humility and just kind of seeking the Lord when He's not necessarily taking you on the journey you expected. So, and it is gorgeous outside. So, as you can see, it's awesome, and the birds are chirping. You can hear the river flowing. So.
Have you guys ever, you know that?
Next week on the 40/40.
The point of this is really for you to engage with the Father and really just spend some time in solitude.
It's day 19, which means it's the second day of the solo.
Everybody has to have a shelter.
This is what we got going on. We got the trekking poles. We're studying the size. We got the backpack over there.
Where those rapids are, I was gonna just be in there.
I'm not going to run into anyone for 2 days.
All right, any questions?
Nope.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah. We thank you for this journey that we're about to embark on, Father.
This is my path. This is my view.
I mean, it was definitely not due to the group's lack of, shall I say, in Spanish, ganbate, the fight. Not Spanish, Japanese, sorry. Wrong language.
And hopefully the song makes it on TV, so everyone in the USA knows me and how much I like to with why.